Despite decades of modernisation, an internal army survey has revealed sexual harassment remains a persistent problem for female soldiers. Nearly 40% of women who responded said they'd received unwelcome comments about their appearance or sexual activities. 12% said someone had made unwelcome attempts to touch them, and 13% of women said they'd had a particularly upsetting experience. But despite these relatively high numbers, only 3% complained. And it's not a new story. Back in May, a former soldier spoke to Forces TV reporter Amy Matthews about her experience on condition of anonymity. She said she frequently experienced sexual harassment during her 10-year career, but felt unable to report it to her superiors.
So there were people putting porn on my computer for me, things like that, which are just totally unwarranted, you know, steal my computer password and load it up with porn. And then we were having some drinks in the bar, an all-ranks bar where we were, and we'd just won this sports competition, and there was this one female gunner in the battery, and the commander invited the female gunner and myself into the corridor and pulled his trousers down in front of us. So it wasn't as though I could really go to him to ask for support and backing, and I just found it was relentless.
These claims relate to events 20 years ago, but according to Ahmed Al-Nahas, who works for a London law firm specialising in harassment cases, the situation today is no better.
We get a range of types of harassment, and it can start with things like just words, and the sexual harassment, there is a spectrum, and it does become more sinister in nature. We deal here at Bolt Burton Kemp with claimants who've suffered direct physical assaults, rapes, as well as systemic campaigns of bullying and harassment based purely on sex.
The head of the army believes this kind of behaviour has no place in the modern army.
Figures are totally unacceptable. I am very disappointed by them, but they do provide me with a foundation and a baseline against which I can now move forward and change the army's culture, because essentially this is a problem of culture.
It's also a question of law, and if the army can't put its house in order on this point, they're likely to see more harassment cases being brought and fewer much-needed female recruits. Rosie Layden, Forces News.